scholars, and happy Cinco de Mayo Day. Today is May 5th. It's Tuesday, and we're in the year 2020. We're in the season of spring. It's sunny outside, and it is actually very hot. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. Now, boys and girls, we're getting ready to go over to meet with the teacher. And when we're meeting with the teacher this week, we're still focusing on our phonic sounds with those tricky vowel sounds. We started with A and all the different ways you can make the sound of A. Then we were with E, and then now we're going to go to I. And I is just a long I sound, okay? But if you notice in E, you also have an IE. So let's look at our book and look at the things that go with I. I, like when you have pie and like you have tie. And if you look at that, those are rhyming words. That's that IE sound, long I, okay? And let's start focusing on those tricky vowel sounds when we're reading, okay? Because when I'm noticing that some of you boys and girls, when you're reading, you're getting caught up on some of the sounds. And I guarantee it's because it's double vowels. Next, boys and girls, we're going to talk about our high frequency words for the week. Did everybody enjoy Miss Brown giving them that nice little video on YouTube with your high frequency words? I hope you did, because it gave you different drills that you can use to help you. Now, boys and girls, remember, red is for who? Kindergarten. And blue is for who? First grade. Let's get started. I'm going to say the word, you're going to spell the word, and then we're going to say the word together. Now, N-O-W, now. Next word, B, B-E-B. Our next word, N, I-N. Now we're going on to our first grade words. The first word is way. Way. Our next word is it's. It's. Our next word is let. Let. Now, boys and girls, let's talk about our reading comprehension for the week. This week we're going to be talking about the theme. What is the lesson that they're trying to teach us in the story? And with the lessons that they're trying to teach us, we're going to try to find evidence. Evidence means to find out or to prove what something was or what something is, okay? Our vocabulary words are going to be breath, cure, accept, and hiccups. We have a real fun book this week. I think you're going to really enjoy it. For social studies this week, kindergarten, you're going to be talking about rights and responsibility. What rights do we have as citizens in the United States? And what is our responsibility as people of the community? And what are our responsibility as people at home? What are you supposed to have? What are you supposed to do around the house? That's your responsibility. First grade, we're going to explore the state of Texas and our beautiful city of Houston. And for math, it's a little challenging this week, boys and girls. This time, we're going to be working on the first 2 days with joining numbers. Joining means to add. Adding is when you're putting things together. When we're joining, we're going to be trying to find the results unknown. We don't know if it's the first number, we don't know if it's going to be the second number, and we don't know if it's going to be the actual answer, but we're going to be doing that. And we're going to do the same thing with first grade. Now, let's talk a little bit about our book. Our book for this week is called Hiccups for Elephant. By looking at the actual cover of the book, what do you see? We see a lot of things going on. And the author of this book is called James Preller. And you're going to look for this particular book read online, okay? And Ms. Brown is going to read a couple of lines to you. Let Ms. Brown get her glasses. And I'm going to read a couple of lines. I just want you to listen, okay? You're going to find this particular story called Hiccups for Elephant on YouTube by James Preller, and it's going to be read by the little readers. You tell me if it's going to be really little readers or it's going to be somebody grown up reading it. Hiccups for Elephant. by James Brewer. It was nap time. All the animals were fast asleep, except for Elephant. He had the hiccups. Chimp woke up. I can cure those hiccups, Chimp said. Stand on your head and eat a banana. We're going to stop right there. We're going to see if that was the actual cure, okay? Remember, the book that you're going to be looking for is Hiccups for Elephants, and it's by James Brewer. Now, boys and girls, we're going to move over to math. When we're talking about our math, boys and girls, I want you to take your time. These are the words that mean join. All these words mean to join. And all these words mean to subtract. So we're going to focus the first 2 days on all the words that mean to join. To join means to put things together, to add, the sum, we'll use a plus sign, the total, greater, and count on. That's what we'll be dealing with when we're dealing with math and adding. Boys and girls, remember Ms. Brown told you that we were going to do a quick lesson on time. What is time? Time is telling you about the minutes, the hours, or the seconds of a day. Now, if we look at this clock, I know a lot of you have your fancy digital clocks and you have your fancy watches that help tell the time, but this is the original method for telling time. This is called an analog clock. What is this called, boys and girls? That is correct. It's called an analog clock. If you look at the clock, you will see all these little dots or little stems on the side. They represent 1. But when we have the circles, you got it. We're counting by 5s. Now you see why Ms. Brown was trying to get everybody to learn how to count by 5s, because I knew that the clock was coming. Let's look at this clock. We have our long hand, which is our minute hand, and our short hand is our hour hand. By looking at this clock, what time is it? It is 7 o'clock. Very good. But if we move the minute hand over to the 1, it's not 7:01, it's 7:05. Because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We went over 5 spaces. We're going to talk about a little bit more about that on Thursday. Okay, boys and girls? But I want you to get used to, this is an analog clock. Now, we're going to go into our first problem with math. And if you look at our problem, it says, math problem, join results unknown. It says David has 7 pens. His friend Mark has some pens too. How many pens did Mark have if they started with 10? Well, we have a lot that we have to consider. First of all, we know how many David has, but we don't know how many who has Mark. But we know what we started with. So our equation is 7 plus an unknown number equals 10. There are different ways we can solve this actual problem. This is a number line. And if you look at my number line, boys and girls, I started at 0 and I ended at 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to say 7 pens and we're trying to find 10. So we're going to count over how many places to get to 10. That's 1, 2, 3. So our missing number is 3. And this is called a number bond. A number bond tells us the numbers that we're working with. We started with 10, which is the sum, and these are our add-ins. 7, so 3 would go here. So here's our picture. Ms. Brown drew some pens. She drew a total of 10. And we knew that we started with 7, so then that's 1, 2, 3 more to make 10. So Mark had 3 pens. That's the unknown number. So Ms. Brown's going to write that answer there. And while she's writing the answer here, we're going to let somebody in. Somebody is missing all the action. Yes. It's Senora Diamond. Now we're back at our answer again. This Mark had 3 pens. That was the number unknown. We solved it by using a number line, or we solved it, we can use a number bond. And we can also solve it by doing a picture. And this gives us our word problem in a sentence. And then we have our answer that's missing. That's for my kindergarten. Okay, first grade, your turn. I'm going to give you a chance to get a piece of paper. Let's see how smart you are. I'm going to do a quick countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Diamond has her paper. Are we ready? Math word problems. Join results unknown. Karen has 14 rings. Her sister Jill has some rings in a bag. How many rings does Jill have in the bag if they started with 20? Well, this particular problem right here, again, we're using a number line, a number bond, we're showing a picture, and we also have the sentence to to answer our question. Well, let's start with the number line. What number do we know for sure? We know for sure 14. 14 rings Karen has. And her sister has some rings in a bag. So we're trying to figure out how many rings they have if they all started with 20. How many are in the bag for Jill? So let's look at the number line. If we look at the number line, we see that we know it was 14 and we're trying to get to 20. So let's see how many spaces. Let me move it up. Let's see how many spaces we have if we start at 14 and we're trying to get to 20. Look at this. Each time we hop, we're adding 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many rings did Jill have in her bag? She had 6 rings in her bag. The number bond shows us with the sum of 20, and these are our add-ins. 14 plus 6 equals 20. And if we did a picture, we would have 14 rings and add 6 more to get 20. So Jill had 6 rings in her bag. So Ms. Brown is going to write the answer there for you so you can see it. And that's how we get our results unknown. Ms. Brown has some practice problems for you on your paper or your exercises each morning. So try, attempt them, okay? Yes, a number line is easy, number bonds are easy, but if you are confused, use the regular picture and try to solve your problem, okay? So, what did we talk about today? We talked about the theme of an actual story. We talked about the evidence of a story. We talked about our high frequency words. We talked about that tricky I sound, which include pie and tie. We also talked about social studies. Remember what our first grade is going to do. Our first grade is going to be talking about the city of Houston and the state of Texas, while kindergarten is going to be talking about their rights and responsibility. And remember in math, we're doing join, results unknown. It seems a little difficult, but I know you guys can do it. We're going to stop right there. Happy Cinco de Mayo. See you later.